Hello everyone, today we from Group 4, we're going to be talking about how should a physical retailer compete with a digital retailer. We are going to be using a central department store to represent the physical retailer and JD to represent the digital retailer in Thailand.
All right, so let's start with the consumer's perspective. We come up with the three things that we think customer would want the most when it comes to shopping. The first one is experience. Second one is product variety. And finally, the third one, immediate availability of the products. Let's start with the first one, experience. We think that emotions plays a vital role in shopping behavior and that shoppers crave visual experience. According to the survey from ClickTail, 40% of shoppers use retail therapy as a way to calm down, and 74% actually have done stress shopping before, which I believe were one of them. Some customers are looking for the experience of shopping and prefer to actually see, touch, and feel the product before they actually buy the goods, products, or services. In many cases, this customer experience has become a part of the product and or service, and is a thing that determine whether or not the customer would return and purchase the product and service again. Secondly, product variety. Customer prefer more variety of products so that they can actually choose the products that satisfy their needs the most. Researchers also indicate that brands that offer greater variety of compatible options are expected to be perceived as having greater expertise in the category, which in turn enhance their perceived quality and purchase likelihood. Finally, the immediate availability of the products. We strongly believe that the speed and time reduction lead to higher customer satisfaction. In this case, physical store ensures that customer can immediately take the products home and thus develop a strong relation with the brand. So for example, if you go to a physical store like shopping mall in your local area, you can actually pick and choose what you want and then just pay for it and then just take the goods home. And now I'm going to hand it over to my teammates and he will talk about the differences between physical and online stores. Thank you.
So how does Central compare to JD? Central is a physical retailer, whereas JD is an online platform. And you're gonna get a real shopping experience if you go to Central, because you get to interact with real people like sales assistant, friends, family, and you get to see a real shopping environment. For example, if I go to a clothing store, then I can try clothes in a fitting room, whereas if I do it online, then I can only estimate the size in my head. However, online offers convenience, as you don't need to travel or you don't have to walk around, as everything will be on your screen, and you can even buy it on your screen. Retailers have limited space, therefore limited space for display or limited availability of stocks, like sizes or colors. Whereas online, you don't need space for display, so you can put everything up online, like every brand or every items in the collection, which means that you can see a wider range of products online without having to walk. There's one downside. You cannot feel or touch or see the items if you do it online. You cannot see the actual product. Therefore, this can be very annoying when, for example, like a shade of color can be slightly different from online to like the real one. Another important thing is that for those who have OCD or who are really concerned about defects, for example, you buy expensive leather jacket, then you wouldn't want a scratch to be on your jacket. But if you buy at retailer and there is a defect, then you can ask for a new one. But if you do it online, then you can only hope that the one that is coming doesn't have one, and if it does, then you have to make a return, which can be time consuming and complicated. One good thing about buying at retailer is that you can get the item right away, and this can be very useful when you forgot something. For example, you are about to attend a wedding in Chiang Mai and you forgot your bow tie, then you can just buy at Central Chiang Mai. Whereas if you do it online, then you have to wait for the shipment. Sometimes it doesn't offer 1 day delivery, or if it does, then you have to order you have to order before like 3 p.m. or noon, and you have to pay for the extra cost. And doing online shopping sometimes can be risky because you might not get the product like what you wanted, there might be a defect, or the goods can be damaged during delivery. Physical stores have sales assistant, which offers recommendations and feedbacks, where you don't get this when you do online shopping. But you get another way of recommendation, because if you do it online, then you will get like, for example, if you purchase an animal printed t-shirt, then the AI will recommend you similar products. It might be like different animals or different colors or different brands, but at the end the products will be quite similar to the one you purchased. Online often offers exclusive deals or exclusive discount, like a 10% voucher if you put the code in your online shopping basket, whereas you cannot apply this code when you go to store. And lastly, about the security, there's like no payment or privacy security issues if you buy it at the store, because you don't need to fill in personal details like your address, or you don't need to fill in the payment details, so you don't need to worry about the hacking or the disclosure of your personal information. And lastly, about the authenticity of the item, if you buy at the store, then you don't have to worry about you getting the fake item. You're gonna get like an authentic item. Whereas if you do it online, you have to rely on the merchant to send you the actual product that is like the same as the picture, or send you an authentic item, or like the item with no defect.
For the next topic, we're gonna evaluate the competitive advantages of the central department store group or the physical retailers using these traditional competitive advantages too. From these two, we think that Central has three main competitive advantages: the revenue consumers, the production cost, and the scale of economies. Start with the consumers. We think that Central can captive the customer minds due to their long history with Thai people, their good branding, and very active marketing activities, and also their high number of locations that when people going around the town, they will always see like Central department store. All of these make Central to become one of the top retail stores in Thai customer minds for sure. For the second one, the production costs. Central have lower cost of inputs due to their large company, and they can have a very high bargaining power to their suppliers. So the cost that they will get for the products to sell, it will be lower than other companies. And for the locations and transportations, due to Central department store and their other types of stores have many branches, and most of them located at the central or city and cover many major area, which they are also connected to the public transportations. This making them very accessible, and the logistic between each store will cost like very fast and low. So this will save their logistic cost too when they have to distribute things between their store. And for the last one, the scale of economy, starting with the marketing costs. Also, due to their highest number of branches in terms of department store compared to other companies like the mall, they can share the cost when they do one national marketing campaign. So this is like the scale of the economies for their marketing costs, and also the distributions and logistics when they're setting the logistic system, like buying the car and also like the warehouse, they can share these logistic and distribution costs all over their branches, their high number of branches. So they will save the cost compared to other company too. Thank you.
Now let us move on to the next section. In this section, we're going to be talking about digital competitive advantages of JD. As we mentioned in our group, JD is a famous and successful online retailer or digital retailer in China. When it comes to digital retailer in China, JD is definitely one of the top digital retailer that first appear on the consumer minds, because it has such a significant competitive advantage over other competitors in China. However, success in China doesn't always mean success anywhere else. Because of that, in our group, we are going to be talking and discussing about whether the digital competitive advantages that JD has is from China can be considered the same as the digital competitive advantages that JD might have in Thailand. When it comes to digital competitive advantages, there are 6 major parts. The first one is revenue advantages, second, production cost advantages, third, economy of scales, fourth, the government, fifth, the network effect, and sixth, the efficiency of scales. While JD has a revenue advantages in China because it has captured a share of consumer mind. However, that is not the case in Thailand. In Thailand, when it comes to digital retailers, the first two that the people gonna thought up is actually gonna be Shopee and Lazada, and because of that, like the competitive advantages that JD has in China for this part couldn't be used as the competitive advantages as what it has in Thailand. In our group, we find that the digital competitive advantages that JD have are in the term of production cost advantages, economies of scales, and the network effect. In terms of production cost advantages, JD has a competitive advantages for the IP or tech cost advantages, as well as the spatial resources, which in this case is data. Because JD has already experiencing making a digital retailer platform in China, it means that like they already have the basic code, software, and AIs ready available over there. All they have to do is copy the sources from over there and then modify it to make it functioning in Thailand. This way they don't have to spend the money to write the new online retailer from them, which could save them a lot of cost in this time. Moreover, JD has competitive advantages when it comes to the amount of data that they have. Not only that they're gonna have data of consumers of Thailand, they will also have data of consumers from overseas, and then they can use this data to gain a competitive advantages in terms of like trends or like what kind of products variety that they need to bring to their website. In terms of the economies of scales, JD has a large company resources backing them from their headquarters in China. They can do like, let's say, similar marketing campaign in China, and if it's applicable, they can just like let those campaign be shown on the website in Thailand as well. This way they also like saving money for this part when it compared to like other competitor. Moreover, like they have like such a leading cutting edge technologies in China. If they could bring those technologies that they already made in China to Thailand, this will also give them like a competitive advantages. And then lastly, in terms of network effect, digital platform always have much more impactful network effect when compared to a physical retailers. While the number of users to create this effect can be obstacle at the beginning, but as the platform grow, then the network only gonna get more significant from this point onward. With all of this information in mind, next we're gonna be recommending our strategies for the central group regarding their situation with JD.
From everything that my friends have discussed earlier, our group have came to a conclusion that Central should partnership with JD Central, which would be the best option. Since now they're already partnering, so we recommend that Central continue its partnership, and we think that Central can benefit a lot from doing this partnership. Although JD Central is a big player in China online retail market, however, when it comes to Thailand market, we feel like JD is has to rely on Central more than Central department store relying on JD. So our recommendation is would start firstly for Central to learn as much as possible from JD using their technologies, because they are very successful in China and they close all their physical retail shop and they're all based online. We don't want Central to do that, but we recommend Central to learn as much as possible on how they develop the technology into using in their business online platform. And secondly, JD is a large online retail, therefore their data system is huge. Central can be using a lot of JD data to gather the information of the customer in Thailand and in China as well. So we think that this way Central will have the ability to expand further in the Chinese market. And thirdly, Central must not neglect the importance of their physical retail store. Like my friend have mentioned earlier, the strong point of Central is the experience that the customer has while visiting the department store. So Central is almost like a place to hang out, a hub, or like a gathering place. And of course, customer who comes to the department store would prefer something that is new and innovative while walking in the department store, creating new experience for them. That could be another recommendation. That would be our recommendation. A third recommendation is to bring the online experience to the actual physical retail store. Like for example, if I walk into the department store, there could be a message or a notification sent to my phone to try out a new restaurant or a new shop, or check out this new place in the department store with discounts and such. Or it could be going to a store, into a fashion clothing store, and not having to actually try on the clothes, but having the AI to select the clothes for me, and standing in front of a mirror, and I would see how I would look with that dress or with that shoes or a bag. And that would result Central to have a higher position when comparing to just normal department store in the market. It will make the customer feel like they're having more fun while walking in the department store. And lastly, our recommendation is to patent the technology. So once the business runs smoothly with JD, with all the data and all the technologies they have, once Central gets the hang of it and can actually run the process with less of JD's help, Central could patent the technology and then use it to license it to other department store or other retail stores within Thailand or regional. So that would be another expansion for Central. So to conclude, why we think that Central should partner up with JD rather than becoming an enemy is because JD has all the resources to fight in Thailand's online market if they want to. They could easily come in, invade, and take the share in the market. But for Central to partner up, learn as much, and take what they can, their technology, their know-how, and their database is a smart thing to do. It's a win-win situation. Central can take benefit from this. And like the old saying, keep your friends close, but keep your enemy closer. Thank you.